Nerite snails come in a variety of interesting colors and patterns. To name a few, zebra nerite snails, tiger nerite snails, and black racer are very common. The size of nerite snails depend on their age, but they can be anywhere from the size of a dime to the size of a quarter. When looking for healthy nerite snails to purchase, you want to look for snails that have healthy looking shells, no cracks or chips, and are active, meaning they are affixed to glass or any other hard surface of the tank. Avoid snails that are lying upside down or motionless at the bottom of the tank because there is a good chance they are dead. When you first put them in your aquarium, it could take a day or two for them to move around. They have this little trap door, I like to call it, that shuts closed when they are stressed. Just make sure you place them upright in your aquarium because nerite snails have a difficult time trying to flip themselves over. The nerite snail is a hardy species and are adaptable to a range of water conditions. The best pH range is 6.5 to 8.5, and the temperature range should be kept between 72 to 78 Fahrenheit or 22 to 26 in Celsius. Care must be taken to avoid any sort of exposure to copper and medications because these can be fatal to snails, and same with shrimp too. Nerite snails are not hermaphrodites. They need a male and a female to reproduce. The way they reproduce is that the female snail will produce eggs for the male to fertilize, like some fish. They are egg scatterers, and will spread their eggs throughout the aquarium on plants and different surfaces. Nerite snails are difficult to breed because they require brackish water for breeding, but they are totally fine to keep in freshwater aquariums when not breeding. That's what I have mine in right now. Nerite snails are native to Africa. They live along the coastlines where rivers empty into the ocean. They travel between salt and brackish water as they feed, grow, and reproduce. All nerite snails are considered amphibious since they creep out of the water and breathe while they are above the water line for several hours a day. They do this by carrying water in their shells. Also, their average lifespan is 1 to 3 years. The best part of keeping snails in your aquarium is that they are excellent algae eaters. Sometimes they are constantly moving tirelessly throughout the aquarium, and other times stay in one place for a long time. To know the difference between a dead snail and a snail just resting is if you take it out of the tank and you smell it. If it smells foul, you will know it's dead right away. Nerite snails will be okay to keep in the same aquarium with most fish and other snails. The only tank mates you don't want to keep in the same tank are loaches, goldfish, cichlids, and crayfish. Just like shrimp, snails need calcium. Their external shell is almost completely made of calcium carbonate, about 98% of it, and the remaining 2% is made of different compounds. Snails absorb calcium through the water and their diet. To remineralize your aquarium water with calcium, put chicken egg shell powder in it every once in a while. There's lots of videos out there on how to make this. Or you can use a shrimp remineralizer product from a pet store or online. Calcium is so vital to snails, and same as shrimp, that according to different studies they can sense calcium concentrations in their environment and prefer to live in a high calcium environment. A good way to add more calcium to their diet is to put blanched vegetables in your tank. Don't underestimate the usefulness of natural sources of food. A few vegetables that have a high calcium content would be kale, spinach, bok choy, and broccoli. Again, there's lots of videos online on how to blanch vegetables. I'll most likely do a video on this myself, and along with the eggshell powder. To sum it all up, calcium plays a vital role in the overall development of the shell, optimum growth, and survival of snails. Test your water parameters like pH and GH and your total dissolved solids, your TDS, which in other words means the ppm. Do this once every week, and if you notice that they are consistently too high or rising, then remove additional mineral sources. That's it for now. Peace.